Hey guys, welcome to Bizzy Lab. I'm here with Aisling, who is not only an awesome co-host for Bizzy Lab, but she is actually a graphic designer by profession. So we're gonna get some tips from her about how to get started in your career as a graphic designer. This is Bizzy Lab. Awesome, let's get started. Aisling, what would you say um, your advice would be for somebody who maybe just graduated college or is just looking to get started as a graphic designer for their career?
Yeah, so I'd say my first tip would be to create an online presence. So whether it's setting up your own website, setting up a Behance account, or even just uploading work on your LinkedIn, it's really important to have your work out there for future employers to see, and also it just makes you look a lot more professional.
That sounds like a really interesting idea and a great place to start. So what would you do next?
So my next tip would be only put your best work in your portfolio. So nobody wants to see that project you did in second year when you didn't even know how to use Photoshop properly. So just pick your best projects that you're most proud of, pick a variety of projects, and I would say maybe like 6 or 7 of your best projects, put them into your portfolio and leave the rest of them for yourself.
Only 6 or 7?
Yeah, I think less is more when it comes to interviews. Like if you put one kind of okay project in with your best project, that okay project could be the reason that you don't get the job. So you want to just showcase your best work.
Okay, that's definitely good to know.
Yeah. So my third tip would be not to be afraid to take on freelance work. So whether you're just finished college or you're looking for a job, doing freelance work is a great way to earn money and as well build your portfolio and get used to working with clients. Okay. So for example, like there's always companies looking for freelancers out there, but as well charities always want freelancers. So whether you're getting paid for it or not, it's still really, really good to boost your portfolio.
Okay, are there freelance jobs that you probably shouldn't do? I mean, what should you be focused on when you look at this pool of freelance positions that you could take?
I think anything that you're kind of interested in. So for example, if you're interested in branding, go for branding jobs. It mightn't be the most amazing piece of work that you've ever done, but it's a really good experience, and if you're working for charities, at least you're doing good as well.
Working for charities sounds like a really cool idea, but what if they don't want to pay you? What if it's not a typical freelance position? What about unpaid internships or something like that?
Unpaid internships are really, really good as well. Like when you do leave college and the thought of working for free after spending 4 long hard years studying seems a little bit deflating, but at the same time you could end up getting a full-time position after doing that internship. So it's 100% worth your while. You get really, really good experience and then you get to add it to your CV. So a lot of jobs look for 1 to 2 years experience, and then if you have an internship for a year, like that is a full year's experience.
You've mentioned doing pro bono or freelance or an internship. That gives you quite a lot of work that you have to show. What are some good ways that you can leverage that portfolio of work to move your career forward?
Yeah, so you could enter it into awards. Having awards in your CV is amazing. It gives you something to talk about in your interviews, and also it shows that your work is award-winning, I guess, as well, which is great to show. So you can, often in college is the best time to enter awards. So you're doing
time? I feel like you're kind of novice at that point. Do you really
are,
have a chance
but
to win?
there is a lot of awards in college that you can enter, or in university.
Okay.
So I entered an award when I was in college, and we won an international design award. My tutor encouraged the whole class to enter this particular award. It was called the YCN, and we happened to win, so we got to go out to London to get our award, and now we have an international award on our CV. So that has definitely helped me get a job and given me something to talk about in interviews. So it really is, yeah, it really is worthwhile, especially when you have the work or you're doing the work in college. Look for awards that you can submit that work to, or even if it means creating new work for the awards, it's definitely worthwhile.
Well, that's awesome. Any final tips for everybody out there?
Yes, I have one final tip. So learn to accept that you're not always going to be happy with every piece of work you create.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so unfortunately when you're working for a company or a client, they're always going to want to put their mark on your work. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, it's not what you want, or they'll change it so much that you're not really that happy with it anymore. But at the end of the day, your boss and your client is always right, so you just have to go with them. But I mean, a lot of the time you still do get to create work that you're really, really happy with, but you just have to learn to kind of deal with both, I guess.
Okay, but that's a great thing to keep in mind and not be defensive if someone says, oh, I want this in whatever color. and you know it's going to look ugly or not ugly, but not as good as your original idea.
Exactly. Yeah.
But client's always right, and going into it with that mindset is probably very helpful.
Exactly, and then with that as well, if you do kind of know that something isn't going to look right, but often I will just do it for them, put the two of them side by side, and a lot of the time they'll accept then that yours actually does look better. So yeah, you can get around that as well.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. Would you say that graphic design has been fun and you would do it again?
Yes, 100%. It's a great career. It's every single day is different, which makes it really, really interesting. And when you create work that you're really, really happy with and that gets published or displayed somewhere, whether it's in a magazine, on a bus, on a building, no matter where it is, it's such a great feeling of accomplishment.
I can't
So
even
it's worth
imagine.
it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing. For more great content like this, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time in the Bizzy Lab.